Welcome to County Report This Week. I'm Michael Bruin, and welcome to this special edition of County Report This Week. As 2019 comes to an end, we would like to bring you some of the most important stories that impacted us this year. Throughout the year, we have brought you countless stories to keep you informed about what's happening in Montgomery County. Today, we take you on a journey back through some of those stories that define 2019. Montgomery County has unveiled a new early child care and education initiative. This 4-year action plan would greatly expand child care options for little ones. Lorna Virgili was at the launch and brings us the story.
County Executive Mark Elrich announced that $7 million have been identified to add 600 new child care seats in the first year of the Early Care and Education Initiative.
As a former school teacher at a high poverty school, I know how important this is. I taught 17 years at Rolling Terrace. I think most of you know that. We had very high poverty. My years there, we were often above 70% free and reduced lunch. And, you got to see what happened when kids weren't ready to learn when they came to school. No matter how hard the teachers worked, it's very hard to close those gaps. And that's why, making sure that we start as many children without a gap is absolutely critical to the job we're going to do.
Montgomery County is home to more than 76,000 children under the age of 6. About 30,000 of them are economically vulnerable.
We must be strategic and invest in the early years, of course. It is the best return on investment and prepares all of our children to succeed. It is the great equalizer. We must confront the fact that in our county currently, about 25% of children from low-income households enter kindergarten ready to learn. The rates for English language learners and children with disabilities are even lower. Preparing all children to be ready to learn from the onset of school avoids the need for costly remediation, and we know that our resources are limited, and is critical to closing that opportunity gap that always leads to that achievement gap.
The county has increased access for income-eligible middle-class families through the County Child Care Subsidy Program, and will also aim to recruit 50 family child care homes and provide operators with the necessary support to operate a licensed child care home.
Montgomery County Public Schools cannot and should not do this work alone and in isolation and in a silo. It should be a fully integrated community program where we can serve some children, and we do now, and we've put $1 million in our next budget that was before you right now to continue going from half day to full day and adding centers as we did last year. But that leaves thousands of children still with the need for early education and thousands of families with the need for early care.
Part of the initiative includes expanding training and professional development. Montgomery College will play a pivotal role providing educational programs.
What I think is particularly important is the college, as a result of their efforts, is expanding our offerings to make sure that we also have an early childhood education technology degree completely online this fall. We will also continue to provide experiences at our Center for Early Education at Germantown, including openings in our Head Start participants. Teachers in training can observe young children as a part of their preparation for the workforce. And programs are also available to help providers to run their business side of their particular business for caring for children and teaching children as well.
Parents interested in child care options can call 240-777-1155. In Rockville, I'm Lorna Virgili for County Report This Week.
Community members and leaders gathered at the new Emery Grove Up-County Early Childhood Learning Center to celebrate a commemorative ribbon-cutting ceremony, as well as to tour classrooms and witness pre-kindergarten learning in action.
The voices of 4-year-old students opened the celebration and ribbon-cutting ceremony at the new Up-County Early Childhood Center in Gaithersburg. A partnership with MCPS, HHS, and the county government, the Emery Grove Center is part of the county's initiative to bring high-quality preschool services to families who may not have access to pre-K education. Officials spoke about the importance of this investment.
The more we can do from 0 to 5, the stronger our communities will be, the stronger our economic and social well-being will be.
We know the stats. Every dollar you put in early childhood, you get 7 or 8 back in return. And we are losing money by not investing in our young people. And so if you need the economic argument, there it is. But it's the right thing to do.
Guests toured the classrooms to see children engage with creative play and interactive learning.
They're getting exposure to your quintessential English language arts, learning to read, learning your alphabet, letter identification, sounds, and mathematical principles. So the great benefit of having this center, and as well as our sister center, the McDonald Knowles Center down county, is having the opportunity to close that opportunity gap for students early on.
What we're doing is changing lives and changing the trajectory for these children, the families, and for the county, because it's going to benefit at the end of the day. It really does provide early care and education to children who need it most. It's an inclusive environment, so also special education, but it has a family involvement component to it so that families can also come and learn particular ways that they can also help their children.
My son is communicating much better, learning more, learning how to spell his name, and making new friends because he didn't have many friends. And now he comes home and talks about all his friends.
I like to come play with my friends.
Executive Mark Elridge held 3 separate bill signing ceremonies to enact into law legislation approved by the County Council. The first bill Executive Elridge signed into law was the Law Enforcement Transparency and Trust Act, sponsored by Councilmember Will Jawando. A bill that deals with police transparency while investigating a police officer-involved death.
Very excited to pass my first piece of legislation today, the Law Enforcement Trust and Transparency Act, which really is aimed at rebuilding trust between the community and the police. And that's necessary because if the police are going to be able to protect and serve and do their job, the community has to believe and trust that there's no bias or potential conflict of interest. So, and this bill addresses the most serious situations when the loss of a life of a resident happens at the hands of a police officer and requires an independent investigation and the report being made public.
Executive Elridge also signed into law Bill 41-9, which was sponsored by Councilmember Evan Glass. The bill prohibits county government from requesting salary history to candidates applying for personal merit positions within county government. This to address pay equity.
When I was first inaugurated and came into office, I was hiring my team and learned that as they were getting onboarded, they were being asked their pay history to justify the salary that they would be getting in my office. And I realized that that wasn't the right thing to do, and that was the inspiration for this piece of legislation.
And then there was the bill signing ceremony for Bill 219, which aims at lowering allowable lead levels in drinking water at Montgomery County Public Schools and was sponsored by Councilmember Tom Hucker.
A 2017 law statewide required all the schools to do the testing. They got the results in 2018. Now we know how much lead is in all the drinking fountains in the school. The school system, MCPS, immediately took 238 fountains out of function that came in above the state standard of 20 parts per billion, but that's way too high. So with this law, we're establishing a new, much more health protective standard for the county. MCPS has already begun taking those out of service and replacing them with new fountains. And we have ordered the Parks Department, the Library Department, and the Rec Department to do the testing as well so they could catch up to MCPS and they could take fountains out of service that come in above this new county standard of 5 parts per billion.
All these issues are kind of related to social justice. So this is all good stuff, and I think it's important. And I try to, when my colleagues, want to make a point and have a bill signing, I'm happy to accommodate them.
A major step in construction has taken place on the county government office building that's part of the Wheaton Revitalization Project. Topping off ceremonies are usually held when the structural phase of the project is completed. The building is more than 60% complete and remains on track to be completed in the spring of 2020. The project will transform Wheaton's central business district. It will be a mixed-use, transit-oriented development. In addition to the construction of the government office building, the project will have nearly 400 parking spaces, retail space, and a new town square.
Hopefully one of the advantages or things that comes out of locating here is that other people who have services and have operations that relate to park and planning find it advantageous to locate their businesses down here. So, one of the theories behind projects like this is they become a draw for things that serve the government functions. And it's not just park and planning, it's county offices that are going to be in here as well. So it's a big deal, and I think it's going to be the real progress for this community. And I'm looking forward to, where we're standing is inside the building, but outside toward Reedy Drive, this is going to be a park and on the weekends, Reedy gets closed, and then we have a big park that we can have actual events in for the community on the weekends. So I'm excited that when this was a parking lot, this used to have a big park space that they could activate for special events. This will give us the ability to do big special events again.
Coming up on County Report this week, we'll tell you about a number of transportation issues and events, and we'll highlight the Business Connect launch here in the county. These stories and more when we come back.
Save money and time with Ride-On's Kids Ride Free. That's 24/7 on all Ride-On routes, including Flex and most Metro bus routes in the county. Get a K-12 Youth Cruiser Smart Trip card at any Montgomery County Public Library or participating schools. Visit youthcruiser.com for what to bring. Then just tap the card on the fare box to ride. Get the card and get going with Ride-On's Kids Ride Free.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Thank you for staying with us during this special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Michael Bruin. 2019 has been a year with several transportation improvements. Each year, many preventable pedestrian-involved collisions occur in Montgomery County. Oftentimes, the collisions are a result of confusion among both drivers and pedestrians as to their respective responsibilities while traveling on the roadways. But a new safety tool has been put in place to keep travelers safe. Susan Kennedy has more.
Pedestrians crossing Aspen Hill Road in Silver Spring can now do so with confidence. The newest high-intensity activated crosswalk beacon on Aspen Hill Road between Georgia and Connecticut Avenues is now up and running. The Hawk beacon is activated by a pedestrian, which triggers a warning flashing yellow light. The beacon then displays a solid red light to stop drivers, which allows the pedestrian to cross safely.
That the full Hawk signals are important because they have the red light. It's not enough to have a flashing light. Drivers have shown us repeatedly that they'll go right through a flashing light. It's just a warning. And so the red signal actually means stop. And if what we intend is for people to stop when they're in a crosswalk, then you need something that says stop, not something that says this is a warning.
The Montgomery County Department of Transportation installed the beacon in response to community concerns about the safety of pedestrians who cross Aspen Hill Road between two busy shopping centers. Council Vice President Sidney Katz chairs the Public Safety Committee.
And today, when you have things like the Hawk signals, which absolutely save lives. In today's society, we have become so distracted, and that's from the driver and the pedestrian too in some cases. We walk with earbuds in our ear, and people, though they shouldn't be, they hold their cell phones in their hands while they're driving, and we look at other things, and we need to make certain that we are not distracted, whether there's a Hawk signal there or not. But the Hawk signal says, oh, by the way, if you are distracted, you better be cautious.
The county's Vision Zero program has been in place for over a year. However, pedestrian safety still remains a challenge here in Montgomery County. Councilmember Evan Glass says the new beacon aligns with the goal of keeping pedestrian traffic safe.
This is a really important first step in making sure that pedestrians in this community remain safe.
Here in Montgomery County, we need to increase our pedestrian infrastructure because unfortunately in 2019 we've already had 70 incidents involving vehicles and pedestrians, and that's 70 too many. And over the last year in the state of Maryland as a whole, pedestrian-related accidents have increased by 25%. And so as much as we can, we need to increase our safety measures for pedestrians, for bicyclists, and for drivers so that not one more individual is injured or killed because of driving.
The next Hawk Beacon is in the design phase. It will be installed in Chevy Chase at Willard Avenue and the Hills Plaza. In Silver Spring, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
County Executive Mark Elridge led county council members, federal, state, and municipal officials, as well as Montgomery County business leaders, in expressing their disappointment with the Maryland Department of Transportation's decision to eliminate the Corridor Cities Transit Way, the CCT, from the state's 2020 to 2025 Consolidated Transportation Program.
The governor talked about this as a local road project. This is not a local road project. This is a jobs project and an economic development project. The county made a huge investment and a big zoning decision in creating the Science Center over here around Shady Grove. That was a deliberate decision to try to bring science to a part of the county we could develop, and critical to that was the Corridor Cities Transit Way.
The Maryland Department of Transportation decided to eliminate the CCT from the 2020-2025 Transportation Program. This is a plan that has been in the works for over 20 years and which would provide bus rapid transit from Clarksburg to the Shady Grove Metro Station.
The Corridor Cities Transit Way is a staging requirement for the Life Sciences Center. And if the CCT isn't funded and built, the Life Sciences Center can't create those jobs. And so we really need to move this project forward to bring jobs to the area.
We have climate change and the climate crisis nipping at our heels, and greenhouse gas emissions from cars are increasing and making it worse for us. And the CCT is an opportunity for more people to use transit to get places, and it's going to serve northern Montgomery County, which has very, very little transit.
So I would ask you, Mr. Governor, are you truly committed to economic development? Are you truly committed to the promise? Or are you more sold about selling Thrasher's French fries and funnel cakes on the Eastern Shore than you are about ensuring that Montgomery County and the state of Maryland becomes the hub for biotech in the United States?
In Rockville, for County Report This Week, I'm Lorna Vergelli.
This year, County Executive Mark Elridge launched Business Connect. The kickoff took place in the Upcounty Regional Services Center in Germantown. Business Connect is a new pilot program that provides classes, counseling, and connections to support businesses in the Upcounty.
This new program here is Business Connect. It's being piloted in the Upcounty. Our goal is to spread it to the other regional services centers. When we created the Economic Development Corporation, the executive kind of stripped all the economic development out of the county and left it with ECDC. And their goal was to fish for big fish and bring people here and help some companies expand. But it wasn't about neighborhoods. It wasn't about creating new businesses in a broad spectrum of areas. It was focused on the big stuff. And Montgomery County thrives on the little stuff. The truth is most jobs come out of the smaller entrepreneurs. And we've got shopping centers with vacancies. I've got small office buildings with vacancies. They're not going to be filled up by the Amazons of the world. We've got to figure out how to get entrepreneurs back into those spaces, how to create another generation of business people who want to occupy the spaces in the shopping centers, and we need to be part of that.
This is a tremendous resource. We have a lot of businesses that need help. They want to start a business or expand a business, and they just don't know where to go, and they don't know how to do that. And some people can do it right away. Some people need hand-holding. This is a great resource for the chambers. I plan on partnering with this organization. We'll send people here to refer people here to help them get a head start in starting their business.
It's very pivotal that we have this as a pilot program here. It's very close to all of our local businesses who are very short on time to get to and take advantage of these resources. Small business is the backbone of any economy, but especially up here in the Up County, it means a great deal to us.
Visit the Montgomery County Business Portal for information about upcoming classes. The universities at Shady Grove recently opened its 4th academic building, and it will allow students to have hands-on experience in a variety of STEM fields. MyMC Media's Jordan Lindsay has more details.
The universities at Shady Grove just opened its new biomedical sciences and engineering education facility.
With this facility, we are going to be able to meet the future needs. I am very optimistic. I'm really glad the county's been a long-term investor in this.
Programs in this 6th-level, 220,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility will offer educational opportunities and degree offerings in critical STEM fields.
It includes 20 teaching laboratories, 2 lecture halls, 12 active learning classrooms, and a future innovation and entrepreneurship center where students and mentors will work in partnership with local businesses to develop new ideas and technologies.
From biosciences to engineering and cybersecurity, as well as dentistry.
This is incredible. I truly feel like a kid in a candy store. I geeked out as soon as I walked in here, just the different equipment, the air-driven hand pieces, and everything's brand new, so that in and of itself makes it exciting.
We want to make sure that we continue the great work to support this great building and the people who come and go through it. We want to make sure that our students have all the support that they need to be successful. We want to make sure that we continue to grow this great campus and the opportunities that are here so that many students who are unfortunately still denied the right to higher education because of affordability have a place to do so. That is what the universities at Shady Grove represents.
The goal is to prepare students in real-world settings for some of the most sought-after and fastest-growing industries.
My overall experience has been amazing. Leadership opportunities are so easy. It's just such a great community here. I feel at home.
Reporting in Rockville, Jordan Lindsay for County Report This Week.
Coming up on County Report This Week, we'll take you to the inaugural ceremonies of the new Montgomery County Hall of Fame, and we'll highlight new affordable housing resources in Silver Spring. So stay with us. County Report This Week. We'll be right back.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
Introducing Ride on Flex, Montgomery County Department of Transportation's new on-demand transit service to help you get around and define Rockville and Glenmont-Wheaton zones. Riding the Flex is easy. Download the Ride on Flex app. Select your pickup and drop-off locations within the zone. And go to your pickup location, a corner near you. And you ride for $2 or less. Visit rideonflex.com for service areas and hours of operation.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Michael Bruin. Our show today highlights some of the stories that moved us in 2019. Montgomery County has a new Adventist healthcare hospital. The 180-bed White Oak Medical Center officially replaces the Washington Adventist Hospital in Tacoma Park, which is now a 24/7 emergency care center for minor injuries and illnesses.
When I first started representing this area when I was elected on the council, we understood that access to quality health care was critical. But we didn't have that here. There really wasn't a hospital nearby. So this is going to bring not only high quality health care, but also jobs. And it's also one of the ingredients of the White Oak Science Gateway master plan that we're trying to push really hard to bring to fruition.
The White Oak Medical Center is located on Healing Way in Silver Spring, about 6 miles from the old facility. According to White Oak officials, the $400 million hospital is equipped with private patient rooms, a nationally recognized cardiac care program, larger operating rooms, and other cutting-edge treatment, services, and technologies. More than 200 people attended the inaugural ceremonies of the new Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame at the Silver Spring Civic Center building. County Executive Mark Elridge was among the speakers.
I
am very honored that I was chosen to be a part of the inaugural class of the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame. I grew up in the Montgomery County area. I've moved back recently to the Montgomery County area. This is home. I'm a Marylander. I'm a product of the public school system, and what's so exciting for me this evening is I get to share this evening with my husband and 2 of my 4 children, and to share in this amazing experience and bring my kids back to the neighborhood, actually, Silver Spring, where I grew up, is bringing back some pretty spectacular memories.
She has such fun memories of growing up here, and she still stays in touch with so many of her friends and so many of her teachers, and visits her schools when she can, visits other schools. This is an important part of her life and growing up, so this means a lot.
You got 3 professional athletes and 2 Olympic gold medal winners, and me. I mean, there's something wrong with that equation right there, but hey, I'll take it, I'll enjoy it.
I love Montgomery County. I love the relationships that were established. My friends are here tonight. I believe the foundation that was established here in Montgomery County is who I am today, and it's a reason I came back to play for the Redskins, because of how my affection towards the area. I mean, here's my roots, here's my friends, and some of my closest people who inspired me to be great.
The Rockville City Police Department makes history with the hiring of a deputy chief of police. Rockville 11's Kathy Dantzler explains.
It's official. The Rockville City Police Department has a deputy chief of police for the first time in the department's history. Deputy Chief Laura Lanham was officially sworn in by the mayor and council
to support the Constitution and enforce the laws thereof.
Lanham brings with her almost 3 decades of law enforcement experience. The deputy chief will be a key member of the police department's leadership team, and Lanham is excited and ready to embrace her new role.
I'm excited, to stay in the law enforcement career, which was really, really important to me. Also to stay in the area. I love Montgomery County, and I've always been fond of Rockville City. And also to have my family and the mayor and the city council here to support me.
Appointed by and reporting to the Chief of Police, Deputy Chief Lanham will oversee the day-to-day operations of the department. For County Report This Week, I'm Kathy Dantzler.
People can look forward to more affordable housing and community resources in downtown Silver Spring. My MC Media's Jordan Lindsay has more details on how the Housing Opportunities Commission of Montgomery County is helping to make this happen.
There's a lot of development going on in downtown Silver Spring, especially in the area of Georgia Ave near Colesville Road and Spring Street.
Well, the area has been developing for probably the last decade.
That includes Elizabeth Square, located on Fenwick Lane.
We just renovated this building. This is a mixed income building, and folks from all walks of life live here.
But that's not it. This ribbon cutting is a part of a bigger initiative to bring more affordable housing and resources to this area.
The actual base of the building will wind up being the South County Regional Recreation and Aquatic Center. So you've got world-class pool and recreation facilities for folks from all walks of life. The next building will be a senior building, and so that one replaces the existing Elizabeth House. And then once we have taken that, in 32 months, once we built that, we'll tear this building down, the older building, and build a third building. And so 887 units later, and significant recreational opportunities, and also connectivity to Metro gives us really world-class access to everything this great community has to offer.
It's a real accomplishment to be able to put together a development like this that has that mix of housing in it. So I'm thrilled. It's in a great location. It's got a county's building a recreation center here as part of this project. So there's going to be a full-blown rec center and a swimming pool. It's really going to become a magnet for Silver Spring.
With all that there is to come, residents have a lot to look forward to.
They're going to gain access to world-class facilities. Some of those are healthcare related, others are going to be strictly domiciles, and then finally recreational facilities, world-class facilities right here within reach every single day for every single person, regardless of income.
Reporting in Silver Spring, Jordan Lindsay for County Report This Week.
With that, we close this end-of-the-year edition of County Report This Week. Remember, you can find more information about Montgomery County at montgomerycountymd.gov or follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. We will return in 2020 with more of the stories that impact you as a county resident. I'm Michael Bruin. From all of us who put these stories together for you, we wish you a safe holiday season and a Happy New Year.